what would you say to the argument that someone put out there, but it's better to be out of a bad marriage than stay in it for the sake of the kid?
So first off, that is just like an either or argument. What it says is that people cannot work things together. And a lot of times when you have marriages that they say fall apart, really there are skills that can be taught. Communication skills, how to handle money skills. In fact, it's interesting, there was a Judge Leah Ward Sears out of Georgia. She was, I think President Obama was possibly going to nominate her to the Supreme Court. And she teamed up with a person from the University of Minnesota that put out this thing about, second chance marriages and how to basically keep marriages together. But they said about 40% of the divorces that take place, 40 to 50%, are what they call needless divorces. But we have such a culture today. As I think J.D. Vance even said it. He's like, we change marriages like we change our underwear. And I know I've spoken with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
That's more often for some people than others.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I know, but
just had to throw that out.
Well, you caught me off guard when you said that, but it's true. It's like changing your socks in the morning. It's like, we have disposable marriages, and yet, from a Christian point of view, marriage is supposed to be, and even our vows says, "Till death do you part." So,
well, and I always think you love that person in the first place to get married. There had to be something there.
Right. And there are always challenges. So, for example, like when you have special needs children, that creates a lot of stress. There are things that do create stressors, and I think that in those instances, what you do need, there may be some professional help that you would need to get through that. Because I worked on the Santorum campaign years ago, and he had Bella, and Bella had a lot of trisomy 18, or I think it was called, or something like that. And he talked about the world of special needs children. It's a whole different world, and many people don't understand it. And then there's other things that people can have. Illnesses within themselves. They may have something like autoimmune issues, and how does that impact somebody? And how does that impact a relationship? So, for example, with the fibromyalgia sort of thing, they have special groups that are designed to support families, because having fibromyalgia in itself creates a lot of difficulties. And because fibromyalgia is considered an invisible disease. You look at your wife, you look at your husband, you think everything's fine, but there are often things lurking beneath the surface.
Interesting that, as we're seeing with MAHA, Make America Healthy Again,
right,
that there's sort of a parallel line of Americans being less healthy and the increase in divorces.
Absolutely, and that's something that we need to be looking at, because health does not come in a pill. Sometimes you have to take the pills and everything, but if you take, sometimes you may be taking 40, 50 pills a day just to try to keep pain under control and everything else. I think that medicines interact with us, and we haven't talked about that. And that's one of the things that I like Robert Kennedy talking about.
That's interesting. Connection.
Yeah, but yes, as we increase healthiness, we should see a reduction in divorce, but healthiness goes just beyond our individual health. It also talks about healthy relationships as well. So, and I think that this is very important. Yet, what we have with, I'm going to call it no-fault divorce, because that's what people know it to be, but really it's no defense divorce. Again, it's divorce for any reason, for no reason. You can make up a reason. It's forced divorce. It's a divorce against which there is no defense whatsoever. It's the only lawsuit like that. If I were to sue you for something, we would have to go to court, and I'd have to say, well, Tamara did this to me, and you could either admit it or deny it, and we talk about what the damages might be. Right. But in divorce, you can just say, well, I think the marriage is insupportable. What does that mean? Nobody knows what that means. And if you look throughout the country, the courts have said that insupportability is a subjective state of mind, which is also very interesting, because it may be insupportable today, but in 3 weeks it may not be insupportable. Because I've known people that have been married, gotten divorced, and then they remarry each other.
Right. Yeah.
So, this
whole... It does happen.
Yeah, it does happen.